Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Coach Hadassah here, metaphysician, personal development coach, wellness entrepreneur, and proud founding member of Extreme Impact Forex Collides, because that's where the money resides, y'all, on the Forex market. Let's get it. $7.3 trillion market, 7 billion people on the earth. Get your piece, right? Get your piece. Listen, you see what I put here, right? Walk in the spirit. Walk in the spirit. I just thought about something. I said, it's this principle of 40 that we often talk about in, my spiritual, biblical, with my spiritual, biblical family, right? And I just thought about that 40, okay? This principle of 40 and how it would have took the children of Israel 40 days to get to their promised land, right? 40 days. But because of disobedience, it's like, okay, you got a year for a day. So it took them 40 years. They were just wandering around. Just 40 years, just wandering. Um, but then also, you know, 40, Moses being in the mount on high for 40 days, Yahweh giving him a vision. And in that vision, he was really showing him the creation and how he made things and just all that. So when people be people, it's kind of it's funny actually to me, because it's this argument that goes back and forth, well, how and why and this that and the other. And it's like, well, if we if we really truly believe in spiritual things, then we should understand that you can be shown something in a dream or in a vision, because that's what Yahweh said. That's how he communicates with his people, through dreams and through visions. Um, and then also, look, hearing, like we call it audio, not audio, but is it clariance? Because it's so many different audi, this, audi, that. But it's the ability to hear spiritual things. We're not talking about you know, demonic voices or whatever, and which that's possible too. But we're not going to talk about that because that's not where we are. But Moses was being shown something when he was up in that mount for 40 days and 40 nights. He was being shown how the creation came to be. And then even his own story. Well, how can Moses write about his birth and all this before, if he was the one that wrote the book? Because the Spirit showed it to him. You know, Spirit shows many people many things, even in this day. So it's like, do we really truly believe in spiritual things, or do we just be talking? Or like Adrian said, lip boxing. People be out here lip boxing. Lord have mercy. Anyway, but just that principle of 40. So Moses being shown something 40 days, 40 nights. The children of Israel had a 40-day journey that turned into a 40-year journey. Joshua being in the mount 40 days, 40 nights, when he was being tempted of the devil, just this 40, right? Then it was even a principle of 40, and I'm speaking about that on this this Easter weekend, right? Um, because Joshua. So he went into his ministry at 30 years old. He was crucified. So his death, burial, resurrection, ascension. Let's not leave it at the death, right? Because it's about life. It's death, burial, resurrection, ascension, because he ascended into the Father, and then on to spirit, and then an outpour of the Holy Spirit collectively upon all mankind, so that whosoever believes in the Spirit receives it, right? It's like it knows no color, no limit, no shape, no bound, no creed, no sex, no caste. You know, it's like, oh, if you a man, you can get it, but if you a woman, you can't. If you're black, you can get it. If you're white, you can't. If you're white, you can get it. If you're black, you can't. Like none of that applies. So um, that was even the principle of 40, because he tarried around on the earth for a while before he really, ascended. And that when you do the numbers, that was a principle of 40 as well. So why am I saying all of that? Because it just came to me today to do this. We like challenges for some reason. Everybody, this challenge and that challenge and this challenge and that challenge. So I was like, hey, why don't we do a walk in the spirit challenge, right? Where we just walk with the spirit, think, meditate for 40 days, like 40 days straight. Now, I don't know, it might depend on where you are. It depends on where you are, because where I am, it's nice outside. It's sunny. The sun is out, but this wind is blowing, and it's cold. It's cold to me, but we can still get around that, even if you have to walk around your house for 40 minutes, right? So this challenge, let's start it today. Today is Saturday, April 3rd. Today is Saturday, April 3rd. This will be day one. Walk in the Spirit challenge. 40 days, where every day for the next 40 days, you walk for 40 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm walking for 40 minutes for 40 days straight. So, of course, 40 days, when you do the math, is 6 weeks. It's just 6 weeks. It's not a long time. And that made me think about it like with the children of Israel. Y'all could have been over there in 6 weeks. Dang it. What y'all out there doing? Right? This disobedience. Jeez. Took y'all 6 weeks to get to your destination, to get to your promise, and you out here acting a doggone fool. But listen, I ain't talking about them, because hey, we did it too, right? We did it too. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. We were ignorant, which caused us to do things that we ain't had no business doing, and we could have been to wherever we were supposed to go, whatever we were supposed to get, all of that in a very short amount of time, if we just would have trusted the process, right? Committed, good morning, committed and trusted the process. And no matter what, keep going, right? The fiery serpents are going to come. The naysayers are going to come. I mean, just any and everything to keep you from what is promised to you will come. It's coming. Just know that. Know it already, right? Sometimes you won't have the support. Just all of those things. I think if we told the truth about that, maybe people wouldn't have the little panties and boxes up in a bunch or something. I don't know. But I think that's what we need to do. Just tell the truth about, listen, when you really want to do something better for your life, when you really want to do something better, when you want something better, when you just want the best, when you've been given you've been given the mission, the vision. Now you got the mission and your purpose, yours, for why you were even put on this earth, for why look, the sperm cell that you came from, because it was about 600 billion of them mugs. And out of all of them, the one that helped to create you penetrated the egg and went through a whole process of development of 9 months, possibly, if you weren't a preemie. And even if you were a preemie, you know, the odds of you, because I had preemies, my twins, they were preemies, and they came here fighting. They fought for their lives. And so just that whole thing, you you made it, you manifested, you're here for a purpose, not just to experience doom and gloom and heartbreak and disappointment after disappointment. That is not why you are here. Now, it may have been a little bit, a part of character development, of spiritual development, you know. However, you over you overcome, or maybe you overcame, you know, or maybe you're in the process of overcoming that. But do know that, listen, let me tell you who Joshua was, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Let me tell you who he was if you don't know. Like, if you didn't just sit down and read the whole entire book for yourself and all the other books that wasn't added to the canonized version, right? As the story goes, in all 66 of those books and compilation of letters, and then the other ones that are outside of it, same story. It was basically a love story. And I'm not talking about Disney movie love either. I'm talking about for real, right? That collectively, the soul, okay? The soul is feminine. The spirit is masculine. So, what was Joshua's job? What was Joshua's purpose? To save the soul, to save his bride, the soul, from death. That was it. And went through all of what he went through in order to do it. Okay? First of all, remaining obedient to the law, didn't never break the law. Okay? Knew and understood the for real spiritual meaning of the letter of the law, in which you had people, the um, the Pharisees and the Sadducees and just the how do you pronounce it? The I think it's spelled San, Sanhedrin or somebody know it. One of y'all know it. That council, Sanhedrin Council. Anyway, and I might have pronounced it wrong, but they were supposed to be the keepers of the law and teach the people the law so that they can, follow the law and not break it. But they couldn't do it. Why? Because they didn't have the spirit in order to do it. They didn't. So that's why they had to, okay, so you won't die. These sacrifices and all of that. But shoot, even Yahweh was like, look, listen, I'm so tired of y'all with these sacrifices. It's like, do y'all understand that you don't even have to sacrifice at all if you were just obedient? He said obedience is better than sacrifice. Just obedience. But they didn't have the spirit. So who was Joshua? Joshua was Yahweh himself. The spirit, Yahweh, manifested in a physical body, walked his own earth plane, kept his own law, right? Fulfilled it so that the spirit that he had could be in the people's hearts collectively. That's what happened. And so when we have that spirit in our hearts, do you know we can't even Man, it's I can't say it's hard to explain. It's not hard to explain. It's just the transferring of the understanding into the hearts and minds of the people. You know, it's like that's what's kind of challenging. I'll just put it that way. That's what's kind of challenging because it's so simple. That's what it is. People's minds have been wired for complexity to where when you try to show them and tell them how simple something is, and just what I'm explaining right now, it's kind of like, nah, that ain't it. I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to do a whole bunch of work in order to. And it's like, man, I wish you could just understand how simple it is. And it's not that hard. And you don't have to do a whole lot. All you got to do is just drop the bags. Drop the spiritual, psychological, emotional, mental, physical, whatever bags. Just drop it. Social, all of that. Just drop the bags. All less than what's the bags? Thoughts, concepts, opinions, all that. Just drop it. It's garbage. It's garbage. And receive the simplicity. And that's the work that's to be done. To just drop the bags, let it go. That's the work. When the scriptures say, work out your own salvation, what's the work? Drop the bags, drop the thoughts. What you thought, what you was taught to think. Uh Man, just all of that. It's garbage. Because this freedom, baby, let me tell you, the freedom and the peace, it is truly one that surpasses all understanding. Like people can't even wrap their minds around it. Right. Can't even wrap your mind around it. You could be in whatever state in life that you are right now and experience this freedom, this peace. And folks will be looking at you like, you like maybe you're supposed to experience that freedom and peace, once you get something that's outside of you, something external. That's not it. Because if you get a peace or a freedom based on something external, what happens when you don't have it? What happens when just what happens when you don't have it? Then is that freedom and peace taken away? Look, I wish I could turn this camera around, but listen, I mean, look. This is a trail that I walk through. Uh, just nature, right? And it's in the morning, so it's not a lot of people out here. I mean, shoot, it's not a lot of people out here when it's late on during the day because it's not that many people exercising. Oh, that's something else. So listen, walk in the spirit, and for 40 days, 40 days, walk in the spirit, and just meditate on the goodness. If you can just, you can do it. Grab a scripture. Hey, take it with you. Meditate on it as you're walking. I'm out here in nature, which is the best place to be, best place to exercise. Because when you really just tune in, you know, why is nature the best? Because it's what the creator made. If we didn't make it, I know I didn't. We can maintain it, but we didn't make it. We didn't make it. So it's just good to be out here in nature, listen to the birds chirping, like it's to hear the birds. And then look, yesterday, and I know I'm gonna see them when I'm on my way back. Oh my gosh, yesterday it was about 3 or 4 deer that I saw out here, and I just had to stop. They stopped. I stopped. I was just like, okay, you can go ahead. You got this. Go ahead and cross. I do not have time to be out here fighting deer at all. I'm good, right? But still, it's beautiful out here in nature, watching the deer just cross, you know, cross the path that was right there. I promise you, I can see it. And then, yeah, it's skunk out here too. You know, I ain't trying to fool around with them at all either. But 40 days, walk in the spirit, drop the bags, drop the weight, drop the psychological and emotional and physical, social, and just whatever weight, just drop it. And let's see what happens in 6 weeks. Because 40 days is 6 weeks. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm about to get off here because I'm pretty sure that morning motivation is about to start. If it hasn't started already. So join me. You can join me there. Because I'll be walking and tuned in to morning motivation to 9:15 Central Standard Time, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. And we just have a ball over there. We feed each other's spirit. We do. Oh, a cardinal. It's gone. I would have turned real quick. Look, that's what I feel like. Oh, a cardinal. I'm out here like Dory. Oh, look. But anyway, join me on Morning Motivation. We're about to get started if we haven't started already. You see it down there at the bottom, scrolling through. Newmembers.org, password, icon, all caps, ICON. All right. Now, I hope I'm not late because I really don't even know what time it is. So, you guys take care. Hope to see you on Morning Motivation. Peace.